The Word of Life for June 2021. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. From Matthew's Gospel, chapter 7, verse 21. This phrase from Matthew's Gospel is part of the conclusion to the Great Sermon on the Mount, in which Jesus, having proclaimed the Beatitudes, invites his listeners to recognize the loving closeness of God and indicates how to act accordingly, to discover in the will of the Father the way to reach full communion with him in his kingdom. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. But what is the will of God? How can we know what this is? Chiara Lubich shared her discovery in this way. God's will is God's voice that continually speaks to us, inviting us. It is a thread, or rather a divine golden filament that weaves through all our earthly life and beyond. It is God's way of expressing his love, a love that asks for a response so that he can accomplish his wonders in our lives. God's will is what we should be, our true being, our fulfillment. Let us always repeat, let it be done, before every painful, joyful, or indifferent will of God. We will discover that these 4 simple words will be a powerful impetus, like a launch pad, to do whatever we must do, with love, with perfection, and with total dedication. Moment by moment, we will compose the marvellous, unique, and unrepeatable mosaic of our life that the Lord has always thought of for each of us. Just as the tiny and multicoloured flowers have their meaning within the boundless beauty of nature, so even the smallest thing, like an act of love, has meaning and shines forth in the beauty and immensity of God. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. According to Matthew's Gospel, the Christian law par excellence is mercy, which is the fulfillment of every act of worship and love for the Lord. This word helps our relationship with God, which is certainly personal and intimate, open up to a fraternal dimension by taking concrete actions. It urges us to go out of ourselves to bring reconciliation and hope to others. A group of young people from Heidelberg, Germany, gave this testimony. How could we make our friends experience that the key to happiness lies in giving oneself to others? This is where we started to launch our new action entitled 1 Hour of Happiness. The idea is very simple, to make another person happy, at least for 1 hour a month. We started with the people who we felt most needed love, and wherever we offered our availability, doors were thrown wide open. And so, here we were in a park, pushing some older people in wheelchairs, or in a hospital, playing with children, or doing sports with people with disabilities. They were overjoyed, but as the action promises, we were even more so. And our friends who were invited to participate? At first they were intrigued, but now that they have tried to make other people happy, they agree with us. Happiness can be given, and even more can be felt. This commentary on a phrase from the Gospel was written by Letizia Magri. It suggests ways of putting it into practice in everyday life.